All right. And wow. Okay, YouTube. Oh, there you are. All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Stooge, and today we are going to be continuing The Root Trees Are Dead. So give me just a moment while I make sure my now live notification goes out on my Discord, which you can join here, and then we will get started. How is everybody today? But are they dead? Yes, they're dead. All right. Let me see. It also feels like the root trees um, seem to have a curse on the president. You know? There it is. Like, the last three presidents have either died unexpectedly or quit because they were going to die soon. Die soon. Not to be confused with Dyson. All right. Loading. Okay, let's take a look here. So, we know that Sam was illegitimate. But in order to open that, we have to finish figuring out Root Tree Jr., who I thought was in advertising, but it was not. It was him that was in advertising. He could have been military. It looks like. I mean, let's take a look at the photo. Let's take a look at that next gen photo where he's at. Like, he looks. I hit the wrong button. Like, he looks like he could be military. Yeah, remember I got the hotkeys here. I'm fairly sure that that's November, but and then we don't know what Chris looks like. Although, no, there hasn't been a picture for the younger generation yet because it hasn't apparently been 20 years since the last Root Tree family photo. And we don't know the order of them. We don't know what she looks like. And there's figuring out the spouse names for these three. And then the question becomes, who's going to follow up as president for him? And we learned that Ronald sued to try and get Robert out of the that Ronald sued to try to get Robert out of the family because he was born out of wedlock. No? Oh, what's this? Weird. Oh. Elias was a mechanic. Unknown female. Okay, let's take a look at the list of names we have available for our unknown female. There has to be a root tree name. It must be Tessa. Right? That's got to be Tessa. And she's probably, at best, a college student. But we don't know what she looks like. Let's take a look at our search history. Yeah, this is how we found about this. But we haven't figured out anything about we haven't figured out anything about Elias M. Roottrees. Why does our keyboard sound like a typewriter on a computer? Doesn't sound like a. It does not sound like they captured the audio of a Model M keyboard. Yeah, nothing. Let's take a look at. So we have apparently 6 clues here. I don't understand how we have 6 clues here. Potential spam. You don't just get spam in the chat. All right. Let's see. The next time they return, okay. Yeah. And then the campaign mailer apparently has 5 more clues. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. Like, I don't see what clues were missing here. Maybe if we go to the computer periodicals and we search Elias Roottrees. All right. Elias appeared in the Butler County Times quite often. Almost everything you find in the first few pages of the results are the same type of things. You would find he invented 5 pieces, was a Watchman of the Year. Yeah. Okay. Miracle Roottrees and his son who goes exclusively by Miracle Jr., have appeared in the Butler Times a great deal over the years. The Miracle Network. Oh, right, I haven't Googled the Miracle Network yet. I haven't searched for the Miracle. Okay. Which is a collection of churches, television shows, and products that can be purchased as multiple advertisements in each issue. You do find one article mentioning legal troubles. Unfortunately, it's a throwaway line in an article about a tour they plan to take across the southern United States called the 3 Generations of Miracles tour. The author speculates they're going to tour to leave their legal troubles behind. Because of all the advertisements, okay. So, yeah, nothing. All right, so let's try Roottrees and his son. Okay. So, have I searched? Have I gone in here and searched the Miracle Network? Okay, you find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by Miracle Roottrees Estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb: Witness the destinies of Miracle's Roottrees. Of the Miracle's Roottrees. Miracle Root Tree arrived so late. Yeah. Okay. 14 years. Yeah. 23 years later, Miracle Root Tree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Root Tree name and took it. Okay. 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 Nothing relevant. Nothing relevant. Hmm. Hmm. So there's something mentioned here, but we don't have any specifics. All right. Game. Okay. Any attempts to find out more about these legal troubles is thwarted. Because yeah, I've already got. Where's it at? Flyer, flyer, flyer. Yeah, I've already exhausted this. Sure, let's try this. I didn't think that would work. All right. I'm just gonna move my face. That will help deal with the piece from my microphone. All right, let's see. That also works. All right. What else do we got? I think I misspelled her name. Madison, not Madison. Yeah, it's her father is Ernest, right? Yeah. Like we're done with all the CEOs because we've got Elias, followed by Zach, followed by Guy, followed by Ernest Jr., and then most recently Carl, who died in the plane or in the helicopter crash. I'm sure I've tried that. Did I misspell her name? Nope. Let's see. Let's try searching Gwyneth Cattrall. Or Jane Rafferty. Alright. That was her name, right? That would have been her married name, I mean. Oh, Gwyneth. Oh, I put Gwyneth. Okay, good. And I did spell the last name correctly. Let's see. Kellogg. Gosh darn it, that's not. Alright. Let me see. Because I believe I tried searching David Kellogg. Kellogg. Ford. There we go. What was Bonnie's last name? Hudson. I don't think I'm gonna find anything there either. Nope. Nope. What am I missing? All right, let's take a look at the free spirits. Yeah, everybody in the free spirits except for November is accounted for because I don't know what November is doing. Oh, have I searched November root tree here? Not there. And how certain am I? Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because... Okay. So let's see. Okay. You would think that the local newspaper would have more on the Roottrees. But apparently not. Okay. I'm gonna go with my gut. And we have, I think we have we have 4 female spouses unaccounted for. Let's see what possible names we have. Laura Carlson, Luisa Garcia, Edith Jacobson. Well, I mean, honestly, with the name like Edith, I'm thinking there. Let me see. What are the names? We've got Laura Carlson. Am I spelling that correctly? Yep. Okay, and what else do we got? Luisa Garcia. No. This is Edith Jacobson. Oh wait, before I do that. You find a link. You find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archived articles from Butler County Times. There we go. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. In 1971, when she was 18. Okay, in 71 she was 18. And her sister Lucinda, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottrees. Okay. So I was wrong. Helen. Gonna say that. They were caught by Helen Roottrees, who was there at the time with her husband, while her husband Miracle was away preaching. Helen Roottrees was quoted as saying, "Jesus forgives, and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I'm confident He has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." All right, so I'm actually gonna leave that as Lucia Garcia. Luisa. I think I spelled Luisa's name correctly when I did the search. Okay. Edith Roottrees. Okay, back. All right. There we go. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is a part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern U.S. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tours across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. There we go. So there's that. Now, how's it going, Pokey? Laura Roottrees does nothing. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Again, I'm not sure about that. In the metric butt ton of pain, since I have some abscess inflammation. Oh no. That sounds horrible. All right. I did it again. There we go. Nicole Madsen. Let's take a look at our evidence real quick. Do we... oh, wait. I can... If I go to the computer here and Business Watch, Carl Roottrees, 87. What? Oh, I'm still misspelling the name because it's Madsen, not Madson. All right. An article announces that is taking over, and then okay. Oh wait, I need. I keep putting an extra A in his name. I'm trying to remember when he. Oh wait, you know what? It probably is in the Business Watch article about him actually. Let's check that again. That's. Oh, right. I can look at the article in my evidence because I printed it out. There we go. By 1982. Okay. How am I going to fill in these last gaps? Like, I need to figure out his profession. You know what? Let's try this. No. Nope. Who's oh, Catherine Wilkins goes in here. Or maybe she's one of the wives. But we know these two are correct. It's possible that Catherine is one of these two. Clark! There's still something here. I don't know what it is. Like, there's supposedly one clue in here that I haven't exploited. Like, Eli C. But we're done with Eli C from what I can tell. Right? Like, Eli C is here. Yeah, we're done with Eli's entire family tree. Yeah. Sure, I lost Jacob. Yeah. Yeah. Which is more than I can say for Clancy or Edward. But, yeah, so this is Clancy. Or this is Edward. This is Clancy. I don't know Clancy's profession. I don't know what Tessa looks like. Or Stephanie. I'm trying to figure this out. I just... Oh. We have an unknown name here. So that could be where Wilkes go. That could be, like... I'm literally just guessing right now about these four. Don't know what to do with... do I have any photos that are not solved other than those three? No. So I have to somehow figure out like Edward or Clancy Edward had Clancy Jr., but Carl through the academy. The academy generally is short for the military academy. And I don't know, featuring new, yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to get from this other than these two. Like, we got that. But these are all the notes that have clues that I've not taken advantage of. Like the 5 pieces ad. I hate that. What even is an elderberry? And then there's this, which... That's how we, see if we go back here, that's how we figured out his mom's name was Joan. But yeah, the only, we got these two. But let me see. If we go to the evidence and we look at the 3 generations, let's see. The only one from the Free Spirits generation that we don't have is November. Which means, yeah. Sir. It'd be funny if I had Tessa and November backwards, but I don't think that that's the case. Like, if we look at the names that we have... Whoops. Where is... Oh, it's under clues. There's the list of names. So we're looking for Tessa. Let's see, we have Tessa Roottrees there. There's another Tessa, I believe. I could be wrong. And it looks like I'm wrong. Jessica Rafferty or Leroy and Katrina Rafferty or Leroy. So we've got those two. Let's see, here and here. We have Chris Rafferty, which we've not found any information about. Let's try searching Christopher Rafferty, why not? Nope. What am I missing? What haven't I thought of doing? Like I've tried searching. I mean, I could use the hint system. I don't want to. Nope. Nope. Sam O'Neill? Onella? Hahaha. Nope. I mean, I don't have a lot of options for that. Like architect, lawyer, preacher, housewives. Who are you? You're just employees. The Notorious Montjoys. Tales of Suspense. Evidence. Elias Mechanic. Oh, maybe there's something more we can find. Let's go to Edward Clancy Roottrees, yeah. That's why they became Uncle Junior, and Miracle's Eli, or Eli C. Right. Scandal. Right, let's see, Samantha, yeah. EC and their roommate, Mr. Miller. Yeah. But, I mean, there's nothing there. It's just this one. Like, wait, I thought there were, yeah, oh yeah, from here we have this. I don't think, yeah. Because Jim is married to Diamond LaRoe. Or LaRue. I think it's LaRue, I'm not sure. And then we have Jane LaRue and Kim LaRue. I just don't know. You got any ideas, Pokey? What I'm missing from this clue? What clue am I missing here? Like, there's something here that I'm missing. And it may or may not be the same thing here. Like when we search Jane LaRue, yeah. It just brings this up. Yeah. If only this was... If only this was set in like 2010, then we'd have MySpace or something similar. Let me see if I go back to my clues. Yeah, there's... No, I had one of her books. Which book? I thought I had one of her books. Like this says there's 6 clues and a partial explanation. 5 clues on the campaign mailer. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simple. It's simply, love is our future. Yeah. Like Stephanie. We know that Stephanie Jones. Yeah. She is a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother Caroline, a local artist. As often, unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Like, that's all I got. Yeah, so that's... Okay. There are many advertisements over the years, as well as a small article from 1995 about Jones Graphic and Print. The article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity during the interview portion. I've been in and out of that shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right, and getting it done quick. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come down for the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania, or search for us online. I designed the website myself. Jones Graphic and Print is a company that, according to its website, has existed in Butler County for some time. The website seems fancy. It even has frames! I remember learning frames. The website lists the address, hours, a few examples of clients, and the type of work that was done for each. Stephanie Jones campaign mailers, Roottrees Candy Company, various banners and posters, Butler County, all-day light post banners, Miracle Network tour flyers, Roottrees Motors, there we go, coupon flyers, Butler County School District, various banners and posters, Butler Summer Theater posters, for the children of Eden. We also do web design. Right now, I'm just interested in this. There's an ad for Roottrees Motors in the paper. It seems Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad for Roottrees Motors has run in every week's Butler County Times for many years, but recently has changed to include a picture. 3 different unique versions of this ad have been added to your evidence. Well, first things first. Alright. Let's take a look at our new evidence. Roottrees Motors. Wilkins Motors is now Roottrees Motors. We may have a new name, but we promise we're still the same family business. All that's different is we've joined a sweeter family. Funny noises? Need new oil? Come on down, we'll fix her up. Call the fixers at 555-FIX-HER UP. Right off of I-72, take exit 23. Roottrees Motors ad that ran from 1974 to 1977 advertises that the former name of Roottrees Motors was Wilkins Motors. Wilkins Motors is still the same family, but yep, okay. Your local family mechanics servicing the entire Pittsburgh area. Funny noise? Yep. Okay, that's the same. There we go. Tessa Roottrees, our newest fixer. Learned all there is to know about cars from a Roottrees Motors parents. Your local family mechanics for 50 years. Funny noises? Need new oil? Come on down. We'll fix her up. All right. Well, I was right about the age. I was not correct about the profession. And I was also correct about the name. Okay. Let's go back to our evidence table. That it's presently running, first appeared in 1996, says that Roottrees Motors has been around for 50 years as a family business, and also that Tessa Roottrees, their newest fixer, learned all there is to know from her Roottrees Motor parents. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because the evidence hasn't been acted on that's there, because I've already, yeah, that's, okay. So I don't know, like, I guess the only thing I've got here that hasn't been acted on is this, but I don't know how to, okay, we're gonna put Louisa there for now. Like, I literally have, let's see, 2, I think there's only 8, yeah, there's 8 unknowns that I haven't figured out other than spouses. These 2 spouses I know are correct, or these 3 spouses I know are correct. These are the only 2 I'm not sure about. And that's got to be November, because there are no other Roottrees family names left other than November. But all right, let's go back to the web search here. Go back. There we go. Children of Eden. Actually, before we do that, let's go here. Okay. Children of Eden is a musical with songs by Stephanie Schwartz, a game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnston. Really likes it. Realized it could kind of fit timeline-wise with the game he was making and decided to use it instead of something fake as kind of an Easter egg. You don't need to check it out, but if you do, I like the songs The Hardest Part of Love and Lost in the Wilderness. Also, if you haven't already, you should hit the back button and go to Okay. Wow. Interesting. That's one way to do an Easter egg. The Butler Summer Theater performs plays and musicals during the summer. Makes sense. As it's not summer currently, their website has a thank you message. Thank you for making our 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements about performances in 1999. November Studios. There we go. A local dance school. They advertise lessons for ballet and jazz classes. Instead of November Studios, maybe they should have called this place No Mention Studios because you don't find anything about it anywhere. Nice thought, though. All right, so we have 2 down. We have 2 locked down. Or is choreographer an option? Nope. Okay. Okay. So what is next? All right. History. Jones graphic print. Periodicals, Butler County Times. All right. Butler Summer Theater has been around for at least 30 years. They perform plays and musicals with the cast and crew from in and around Butler County. There are hundreds of mentions of their performance, not just reviews, but in many nearly identical advertisements for their box office and tickets, as well as yearly announcements of upcoming shows and seasons. They also tend to take out full-page ad at the end of every season that says thank you, and list the names of the shows they performed with no additional information. Of this year, however, it mentions they have a website. Yeah, and then choreography by November Studios. But I have yet to figure out anything about him. I have searched Laura Roottrees, I've searched Luisa Roottrees, I've searched Luisa Garcia and Laura Carlson. Is it Sun or Sin? It's Sun. Okay. I can't find anything about Catrell. Or Nicole Madison. but she's at best a college student. Maybe something else. I don't know. I've locked down these two. And then then when there's these two. Bethany Kellogg is very briefly mentioned in an article about a local high school science fair from March of this year, about 9 months ago. Apparently, she did an experiment involving sunscreen and ultraviolet light. The article says she was inspired by her mother Bonnie's fair skin. The article does not have pictures or additional information. Okay, history. Come on, where are you at? There we go. Okay. Seance fair. Okay. Can we get an idea of the high school's name? Let me see. History. Well, she's definitely a K through 12 student. But we have no idea what she looks like still. Local high school. Nope. I wish the back button worked correctly. Okay. Okay, so I think that this is probably Bethany. This is probably David. He might... Okay. But no... Alright, so if we go back to Bethany... No. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the science fair, because science fair didn't bring up anything here, right? Yeah, no. Yeah. Like, I think I searched Butler County School District. Like, the experiment involving in March. What else can I get from this? Netscape Explorer. Yeah. Nothing relevant. That's all we get there. Yeah. See, school district does nothing. Oh. Butler could. I don't know how I got could. Hmm. What am I supposed to be able to do with this then? I guess that would get you, like, that her mother is Bonnie. And maybe that's all that's there for, but The 90s when everybody was not chronically online. I can't find a picture of her. This really makes me happy to have tab browsing now. Yeah. Oh, the cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Okay. Huh. And high school science fair. Yeah. Hey, stop fixating. I wonder if I can, if I search Catherine Wilkins, let's see what comes up. Okay. All right, they don't have any nothing relevant to your investigation was found. Are you sure about that? Nothing. Because it seems relevant to my investigation to me. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Like, we've got November figured out. We've got Tessa figured out. I still don't know what his profession is. With his pencil mustache. And if I search Clancy Roottrees, I find nothing. I don't find anything for Madison. I don't find anything for Catrell. Either Gwen, I could try. Have I searched Gwyneth Madsen? It helps if I spell her name correctly. Yeah, nothing for Gwyneth Madsen. Nothing for Gwyneth Catrell either. Yeah, it's Catrell. And the only thing I can find out here is that Bethany did a science fair project with sunscreen. Because of her mother's fair skin. I can't find a picture of her. All of this is correct. I don't know about this is correct. I don't know about this. I can't find anything for Chris Rafferty, no matter how hard I try. I can't figure out anything about Nicole Madsen. Oh wait, her name's not being Roottrees Madsen. See. All right, let's see. What else do we got? Yeah, I don't know what else I can search to get more information about Clancy or Chris or Nicole or Stephanie or David or Bethany. Hello, Gray.com. I would be happy to try and answer some trivia about Pride. Heard about Stephanie or Stephanie? I have not. When was the first legal same-sex marriage in the world? Netherlands. Ooh. If I want to be extremely hopeful, I would say 21. But I'm going to say 93. Let's go with the A. Locked in, 93. The answer is B, 2001. The first ever legal same-sex marriage was on April 1st, 2001, when 4 couples were married in Amsterdam. Fun fact, 2 days from today marks the 10-year anniversary of legal same-sex marriage in the US. That is awesome. Thank you. Sure. While I continue pondering about our family tree here. Let's see the latest ad. I've solved that. Let's go with funny. So yeah, partial explanation. We know that they're a family. They're a member of the Roottrees family, but what is the USD cost of a week for Grindr Unlimited, a premium account? $7.99, $10.99, $23.99, or $19.99 per week. Oh man, I'm gonna go with B. I hope it's not that much, because that'd be 520 plus another 52. Yeah, I agree, Pokey. I agree. Those all seem high. Yeah, locked in. Locked in. It's locked in. I'm gonna say B. What? Wow. That's honestly, I think that's a bit excessive. It seems like, if I'm gonna be honest, that seems kind of like a yeah, exactly. It seems predatory. To me, that seems predatory. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever, you know, they're taking advantage of what is effectively a captive audience. Yep. So, unfortunately, I can't say that that was funny so much. Well, I mean, it depends on which definition of funny you're going for, but I would call that tragic, not funny. Yeah. Because nobody pays for it. Now that's the funny part. But it's still not right. What is, I mean, I've got the marriage down. Anyways. Let's see. Yeah, there's something about the 5 pieces ad that I'm not getting. Are not the same as back then. Yes, because it's no longer the 90s. Absolutely. All right, great. Well, I wish you luck, and I hope you have more people who want to take part in your trivia. And may they be wiser and smarter than I am. Alright, so there are 2 clues here that I'm not able to figure out. No, there's 6 clues here that I'm not getting. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, there's an alternate picture of her that I haven't been able to find either. I forgot about that. Let's see what happens if I search Raina Sheridan. Nope. Nothing. Because I haven't found any model trade magazines, which is interesting. Your spot? Yep. Yeah, Carly. The period is part of the name. Okay. Let's see, if I just search Roottrees. Okay. And that doesn't help. Yep. Yeah. I don't know why Business Watch would have candy ads in it, but okay. Let's try searching Thomas Sheridan. Nothing. Because, yeah, we already know. What was her mom's name? Brenda. Brenda White original, yeah. Okay. 1996, when Carl took over as the 5th president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Okay. So that's going to be K to 12. Not college. More than a few months. The article does mention illness as the reason why Ernie Jr. was stepping down. Carl got quite drunk at a charity event and broke his arm falling down some stairs. Okay. Carl is mentioned in Butler County Times quite often, including an article that also mentions Ernie Jr. Most of the articles concerning Carl are not important. The plane crash is too recent to appear in the archives. One announces Carl's marriage to Brenda White in 1978. They were both in their early 20s. Another seems even more frivolous. Apparently, in 1981, Carl got quite drunk at a charity event and broke his arm falling down some stairs. The article also mentions Ernie is from 1996 when Carl took over as the 5th president of the Roottrees Candy Company from Ernie Jr. Ernie Jr. apparently liked to stay out of the spotlight and never appeared in the Butler County Times other than a few mentions here and there. The article does mention an illness as the reason Ernie Jr. was stepping down. Okay, so let's try. Yeah. Okay. All right. The Carl's Roottrees charity for helicopter safety. All right, fine. Let's see. All right, let's see. We got Kellogg, Catrell, and Madison. Now we know how old she is, roughly. Chris, who I have not been able to figure out. I'm going to stop going over here because from here over is done. So I need to figure out him, which I can't find anything on him. I hate that. Hmm. Let me see. Let me think. What else can I do? I've tried searching all of the names. Well, actually, I should search Louisa Rafferty, right? Or Laura Rafferty, either of those. Nope. And nope. Again, we know science fair, but that's all we found. Like if we search here. Nothing. Oh wait, her last name would have been Roottrees. It would have been Hudson, right? Bonnie Hudson. Because we already know. About Guy Hudson and his wife dying in a car accident. The story itself is surprisingly light on relevant details due to the recency of the accident. Police reported the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of Hudson's car, causing it to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Wow. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's all they have to say about Ernie Jr., okay? I am going in circles. You are correct, Pokey. I am stuck in a spiral. Like, there's apparently something here. Maybe if I search elderberry. Excuse me. Yeah. Because, like, there are apparently clues. Cool chocolate. Bad blue raspberry. Yeah. So strawberry. Power plum. Awesome apple. So the original 5 pieces reference the names of the children. But we've already gotten all the children's name. Like, we have all the names. We just need either pictures or professions. I don't know what power plum. I mean, why not? I don't think that's gonna help. Yeah, it's something to latch on to. Yeah, this. I don't know what other because the five pieces are done. Like, they're done. Other than this, now we've got here. The only one that's here that's not done is here. Oh, Teen Blast. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. There's an article about Raina Roottrees from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age. Oh, pardon me. Is Plum a name? No, it's the initials. It was the initials. The candy girl gets serious about her inspiration and aspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. He was always told that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot, because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of his friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice, and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. Prof. Oh, I should have done the picture. I should have locked in the picture. I just have this. All right, let's see. What other evidence? What clues are you talking about, Pokey? The only one I've got is this one. That wiped out all the clues I had left. Other than apparently there are 6 here that I don't know. Maybe I should search WRTO online. The WRTO? Or WRTD? WRTD News is your local investigative jazz radio station. During their news segments at 45 minutes on the hour, they have been talking about the plane crash. This most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after the plane crash and promised an interview online with an online psychologist. During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with the key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to a recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family, who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward saying they have it in their possession. A comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. This is just another instance of the root tree curse being a real true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it." All right. There's a long rambling conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background that says that the Roottrees are cursed. It has been very recently updated with the following. Important update with Carl and Brenda and their girls. That makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982. But nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be coincidence. There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots to the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. A secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners simultaneously, 4 daytime cubes. Has 4 corners simultaneous 4 daytime cubes. The author of the site seems to agree. An entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Rafferty, at Prodigy. God, remember Prodigy? Asking him to take down his site with fake proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. Um, can we all agree that if you are an expert at creating fake evidence, that kind of hurts your credibility? The first entry ends from 1996 and has a blurry picture of the Roottrees Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by their website's author from behind the fence during some tree and through some trees. It seems that Operation RT-29 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29, 1996. The website footer says all images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. We'll come back to this, but for now, you find a few conspiracy websites that claim the Mayan ruby skull is the symbol of death. The alleged proof is a blurry photo of a reddish shape that is supposedly a cave painting from South America. According to a legend, discovered beneath the painting were bones from hundreds of different people and animals. One site also mentions that the photographer who took the picture died when their boat capsized after crashing into a skull-shaped rock. Amongst the spinning skull gifts, you find no source or verifiable details to back up any photos or claims. To you, the blurry photo looks more like an egg than a skull. Alright, now... Oh my god. I saw Satan's Plague and I'm just like, uh-huh. Thomas Overwood seems to have a few different sites about mysterious deaths and curses. In addition to the Roottrees Curse website, you also find one about the truth behind Spirit Cola, which claims the spirit really stands for Satan's Plague is returning in 2000. And that in the year 2000, anyone who has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and the Devil's Numbers, which claims that if you multiply any stock's price by 666, then also multiply the current year by the same stock's price, then add those two numbers together and divide the entire total by the stock price, and finally subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. That's just how math works. Weirdo. Spirit Cola is a carbonated drink only found in the southern U.S. It comes in various flavors, including lemon, lime, and cherry. None of this seems to have anything to do with the Roottrees. Alright, now... Math, the devil's work, yep. Installing Pixpop. You find a simple page called The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997 on Prodigy, that lists the author's emails as ChrisRaff75. Below, a bunch of gifts that say under construction. There are a few art pieces. Scan it with malware bytes. The first is a painting caption, "Me and my fiance Lulu." A painting I did. Okay, so let's take a look at our new evidence. This art piece was found on the portfolio of college student Chris Rafferty. It was referred to as self-portrait of me and my fiance. Sick. Lulu. Interesting. Chris Rafferty's cousin's art project, and is said to include pictures of Davy. He swims for University. Oh, okay. So he is older than I had the ages right the first time. No, no, no. Okay, so this should be David. This should be Bethany. Student college. Okay. Am I gonna have everybody solved? Everything? I will have everything solved once I... Alright, let's see. Me and my fiance, a painting I did for my first year of college that I plan to give her when we get married in May. Go Tartans. There's also an odd collage called Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist statement says we had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Rihanna, Riley, or Rose. So I had to get creative and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes Davy, he swims for UConn, Bethany's yearbook photo, she's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is only a child. Chris's artwork has been added to your evidence. Cousins' photos will need to be unscrambled before... Okay. Oh, there we go. There. Nope. God, this is gonna be hard. There. Alright, close. This must be Beth. No, this is this Stephanie then? Oh, this one. That's why it looked weird. I was rotating the wrong one. Okay, middle school. Okay, so that's Stephanie. And then we have... Oh, wow. Okay. This is... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I need to move. Where does this one go? No, I think those do go together. Oh, wait. All right. So that's Bethany. That's David. That's Stephanie. Okay. All right. So that's Steph. Bethany. David. What? Oh, I don't have his profession in. He's also a college student. Well done. You've also locked in the following optional entries. Top secret unlocked.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations! I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
All right, I need to do a quick BRB. Give me a few minutes, and I appreciate everybody's patience. All right, I am back, and I appreciate everybody's patience. All right, all right, let's see. Who is EC? Oh. Mr. Miller. Edward Clancy Roottrees. You don't have any portraits available at... Like... I don't think I could have taken that photo earlier if I wanted to. Alright, it should be because we got Clancy, Edward. So yeah. I'm fairly sure that's right. But first, here's the final optional entries you found. What? What? No! But I failed it. Oh. Oh. I didn't have Mr. Miller's first name.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees and had a guess for his partner? Partial credit. I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
Okay, I was right about that.
My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy.
John Miller.
My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller.
See, I didn't know, there was no John. I don't remember seeing the name John.
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning.
But even so, she seemed to blame more than just the 2 of them. She had no problems with us next gens, but she had a palpable hatred for the 5 pieces.
My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, yeah?
Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable.
Uh-huh.
The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC.
Oh, wait. I don't think I had evidence for that.
We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary.
Huh.
Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all, But there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president. But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrea. He nearly ruined the company.
Yeah.
When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point.
Okay.
Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as anyone else. The Clancid Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has.
Yeah. No, I was
Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. I appreciate what you've done for me. You uncovered enough to make a strong case. If and when the truth is fully accepted, my share of the Clancid Trust is yours.
Can it be passed over?
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air, this is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
We're rolling down to the city. Okay. Okay. The Roottrea family name faded from the news cycle. And then everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottrea Mania is now unlocked. A new game. I'm a secret Roottrea. Okay. Find out what happens to the infamous family when in a whole new mystery. Roottrea Mania will spoil unlocked content. Make sure you've tied up any loose ends before starting. Cancel. Go back. All right, so there's more.
Hi, I'm Clark. Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Clancy Trust covers any Roottrees despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced. You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you.
Okay.
Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
All right, let's take a look. Possible Identity 3. Possible Infidelity 3. 1975 to 1982. Possible Infidelity 1. 1921. Possible Infidelity number 2. 1949. Infidelity. Okay. Roottrees. Family Tree Update, 1998. Okay, well, I would assume that would be the child of, I would think that this would be John and Stephanie. All right, let's take a look. What are our new evidences? Oh, we're starting from scratch. 5 P's. 6 pieces. The Roottree Rift. Clark Rafferty Leroy. Roottree Mania. Animom. Today is August 3rd, 1999. It has been 8 months since you helped Sam Madsen with the research necessary for her book. No, Sam Roottree, not Madsen. Roottree. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredibly large sum of money. She never mentioned you by name, however, so you managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events since the book's release, though you can refresh your memory in full detail by searching online. 6 pieces. Sam Roottree's book about Elias Roottree was released in February. It was a bestseller for a few months at the time. Carl had not yet been replaced. In March, the Roottree company stumbled publicly as they attempted to respond to the book's release with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. Clark Rafferty was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Roottree and welcomed Sam Roottree to the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle the changes to the Clancy Trust. This included any other new questions of lineage. 5 P's. After the announcement, there was a rash of different people claiming to be Roottrees, mostly dismissed as opportunists and scammers. The highest profile of these, by a wide margin, was a rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5 P's as a publicity move. At the same time, 5 P's is the only notable person on the updated tree. In another high-profile misstep, Miracle Root Tree publicly and vehemently denied that 5Ps was a root tree. The Root Tree's legal team then offered to do DNA tests to get 5Ps to drop his claim, and, in a moment that caught what seemed like the entire world by storm, the test proved he was a root tree. Suddenly, the world was obsessed with the root trees. Anonymom and Jane Doe root tree. In July, an anonymous woman, who the press began to refer to as Anonymom, appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that an affair with a root tree led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe root tree. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret root tree, and therefore entitled to a share of the Clansed Trust. Nobody knew it at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the Root Tree Mania saga. As more and more of Anonymom's story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5Ps in nearly every significant way. The court of public opinion began to turn. Confirming the world's suspicions, the DNA tests orchestrated by lawyers on both sides proved that her daughter was not a root tree. This final event caused public disappointment and smugness from doubters, and countless accusations of the entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax or attempt at fraud. Things got a bit ugly, and the fun of Root Tree Mania seemed to disappear overnight. Now, a month later, it feels like a distant memory. Well, I guess previously on the Root Trees. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. We just went through that. Clark came to us. Okay. Negotiating connection. God, that sound. However, this is not how it worked. All right, let's start with the 5Ps. Okay, and then, all right. 5Ps, aka Felix Fellows, is a rapper who has found some recent radio play after being publicly confirmed as a long-lost root tree and entitled to a part of their fortune. His alias, 5Ps, is a play on 5 Pieces, an article you find on a website known for their particularly harsh reviews of modern music. Gives his most recent album, Root of All Evil, 1 star out of 7, or for whatever reason, with the headline, "More Poser Than My Action Figure Collection." The review mentions his real name is David, and he used to go by Dirte Davy. And the author rues the fact that this rebranding was blatant marketing stunt at the expense of his mother's tragic past. He overdosed when he was 16. Apparently, only one of the songs on the album is new, and the others were simply rewritten to turn blatant references to sex, drugs, and violence into clumsy euphemisms. His rise to prominence was kickstarted when he appeared a few months ago on the cover of News Time, holding a photo of his mother with Guy Hudson. At first, the Root Tree Company denied it vehemently. Miracle Root Tree even appeared on the same magazine a week later. But since then, they've backtracked and publicly welcomed him to the family. Their press release at the time stated that they had new evidence that confirmed his story. Okay. I guess first I should do this so I can get the article, so I can get it. Okay, rapper 5Ps. Yep. Okay, and then... Okay. So it's the same thing. Periodicals. Oh, at least we have all our previous periodicals. Okay. Charlatans and Thieves. Miracle Root Trees fires back. Felix Fellows. Alright. Oh, there it is. Good. Free family picnic. Okay. Huh. I can't. Oh well. All right. 49, 75. First affair, final affair. Huh. I don't have a way to date it. Oh, I do have this. Okay, that's her. That's him. That's him. That's Guy. Third president. Oh, wow. Okay. Felix Fellows. I guess. Okay. Okay. And then go back here. Oh, right, David. All right, let's try Dirty Davy. Okay, his birth name was David Fellows. Thank you, Pokey. All right, and then let's see. According to fan sites, Felix Fellows is not 5P's actual name. His birth name was David Fellows. Previous stage name. He used to sell records and perform live shows in Portland under that name. There are some people selling his old mixtapes on auction sites. One is apparently called Dirty Devil. Another is Dirt Poor. Dirty Devil was 5P's first mixtape released as Dirty Davy from the early 90s. There's discrepancies and debates about what year exactly it was released based on some of the pop culture references, with the range thought to be somewhere between 1992 and 1994. One of the songs, Yes I Can Jump, seems to be at the center of the confusion. Some fan sites claim there are multiple versions with different track lists and song lanes on them. Though, because there's very little evidence of the mixtape online, as it is even harder to verify that is. Okay. And the other one was Dirt Poor. Dirt Poor was a mixtape by Dirty Davy released in 1996. There's a lot of online discourse from people who like to point out that in one of the songs includes someone that would be revealed to be his own distant cousin, Raina, in a list of attractive women. The lyrics to one of the songs, Heat, mentions a a few different prominent female actresses, models, and musicians from the 90s, and provides a crude pun or line about what fellows felt about them. When re-released in 1999, much of the rhetoric was toned down to be less overtly profane, and the line referring to Raina was clumsily replaced by Dana, a reference to the character from the X-Files. Yeah. How can I find out his mother's name? Let's see. Huh. Okay. Oh, my head. Alright, let's see. Anonymom was the second high-profile case after Felix Fellows of a potential new root tree being added to the Clancy Trust. Instead of claiming herself as a root tree, however, she claimed she'd slept with Guy Hudson and their daughter was a root tree. The accusation came during the height of the root tree mania and began with a brief TV interview. She appeared in the shadows with a disguised voice and promoted an article about herself in News Time. In the TV interview and article, she referred to her daughter as Jane Doe Roottrees. The name Anonymom was self-inflicted, it seemed, to spring up organically. Was not self-inflicted. It seemed to spring up organically because nobody knew how else to refer to her. The day after the News Time article, Sam Roottrees publicly supported Anonymom due to some parts of the story she found particularly credible. With the momentum from Sam's endorsement, Anonymom went on a media blitz. Ultimately, this backfired. As more details came out, people became skeptical of her story due to the extreme similarity to 5Ps. Her accusation even included many of the same details as his mother's story. This included her job, secretary at the time period, late 1970s. After fumbling the 5P story so publicly, the Roottrees were more prepared to handle all Clancy Trust related cases. Within a week, DNA tests proved that Anonymom's daughter could not be related to the Roottrees. This was announced at a joint press conference with lawyers representing both Anonymom and the Roottrees. Each party ensured their respective clients provided accurate samples. Immediately after the negative results were released, many of those who had already been skeptical felt vindicated. Others who had built up hope that history could repeat itself after 5Ps felt duped. Many people suspected the whole affair had been a hoax to gain fame and money. Many demanded that Anonymom be held accountable, and some people even began to attempt to track down her true identity. The Roottree company felt pressured to put out a second statement to try and curb some of the backlash, even going so far as to say, though it was scientifically proven that Jane Doe Roottrees is not a Roottree, that doesn't mean that her mother and Guy Hudson were not involved in an affair. She had every right to make her claim, as it has been verified that her stories about Guy Hudson were not exaggerations. Please leave their family alone. Many people claim this high-profile anticlimax and public backlash was beginning the beginning of the end of the Roottree mania. Since much of the fun was shared fascination about secret Roottrees, others think that, like any fad, it just ran its course naturally. Regardless, this was the final notable event to the release of 6 pieces, and things soon went back to normal. Jane Doe Roottrees has already been eliminated as a possible new Roottree by the company's lawyers, who are the ones verifying your work. Anonymom's affair does not appear on your updated tree. Okay. I guess it's gonna be... Why is it published under Sam Madsen? Alright, alright, we'll go back here. Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history with the company. And the rumors and gossip she collected during that tenure. She ran the farm for a period starting around 1968 after the death of Elias Roottrees until her daughter Gwyneth took over in 1984. Most of the relevant rumors coincided with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1978. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy, and according to Six Pieces, it was an open secret within the family that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife, Patricia. Many of their hires at the time were young single women, and Guy often spent... You're learning to walk up walls? What? Huh, Pokey? I'm confused. Oh, the painkillers are not working. You're learning to walk... Oh. I'm sorry the painkillers aren't working, Pokey. Many of their hires at the time were young single women, and Guy often spent a lavish amount of money on private parties. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it is hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. One of Sam's farm supervisors was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's met her daughter at one of Guy's parties, and they eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Rumors has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Interesting. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to markets previously untapped by Roottrees. However, when he went on trips overseas, they were often for weeks at a time, and Guy was known for spending more time and money on unofficial business than meetings with distributors and manufacturers. It was said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. There is also a selection where Sam speculates that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to the family events. While she has no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage, instead of it being a natural course of events. She mentioned that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, a different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. Okay. I'll be back. Give me a few minutes. I'm sorry for the short break. Or for, yeah. Alrighty. You know, I wonder why the company wouldn't provide you with employment records. Let's check. Evidence. Okay. Roottrees Candy Company was founded by Elias and Gwyneth many years ago. Most of the action took place around Butler County, Pennsylvania. Stephanie Jones, that led to Mordon. Oh. Okay. She's got an art book now, huh? That's an update. Let me see. Where is it at? After the release, Morton did a television interview. Someone has uploaded a partial transcript of the interview on the television section of a messaging community. The transcript is only her answers and is missing the questions. This creates somewhat confusing reading experience, but it does give you a bit more history about Carolyn and the other family members. All right. Thanks for having me. I've never really fit into the family, so it didn't surprise me. She could have put me in if she wanted to talk about the time during my activism days when I almost got arrested for stealing the spark plugs out of all of her tractors. But I don't really think it fit her narrative. Yes and no. They never tried to kick me out or send me to live on a farm, if that's what you mean. But I was already pretty unpopular, and once everyone learned why I divorced my husband, a few people paid me any attention. She's my wife, not legally, but we've been together for half our lives. Call it what it is. I was 20 and had just had my daughter. I hate to look back at that time because I was a terrible mother the first few years. I left my daughter with my ex-husband and followed Guy on a private jet to Europe. He lost a tooth and a client. I found love and a better understanding of who I was. Still, in our family's eyes, his trip was somehow more acceptable. Explain that. No, I couldn't stand him. Our family wrote off his behavior like he was some huge fan of romance or women, but he didn't like the entire woman. It was doubly awkward for me because he was more supportive than most. I slowly figured out it was because he assumed I would be as shallow as he was. He was a workaholic. He seemed nice enough and did a good job. I didn't know him well. That was Sam's problems. That was one of Sam's problems with our family. None of us did except Carl. Honestly, I get why she's pissed. I'd rather not speak ill of the dead, not unless you want more stories about Guy. With Carl, though, all I can say is we used to be friends before they sent me to private school. He came back a lot judgier. It made sense when they made him president. He was a lot like my father after they disciplined the fun out of him. And I started protesting the farms. He stopped returning. After I started protesting the farms, he stopped returning my calls. Oh, well, he's harder label. When I was a teenager, he was basically drunk, or high, or both, all the time. He actually used to sell me pot. His problems with women were different than Guy's, but he never really judged me. I guess he knew it would be pretty hypocritical to judge anyone for anything. Back then, he was destructively unreliable in every way, but nowadays, he's just kind of boring and old. I prefer that to how he used to be, and to Guy and Carl. But it's still a cautionary tale. I hope I'm never that boring and old. Okay. Well, notable events start here. Yeah. All right. There's an older. Oh, show older. You're viewing an older version of this page from Time Travel Archive. Called P Flag, yes. And then this is where she's at. Alright. Three press releases from the Roottrees Candy Company after the release of 6 pieces were referred to as the Roottrees Rift due to the clear conflicts between them. The first was fairly standard it stated that there was no president of Roottrees Company, but that the entire family was made aware of the release of the book, and that they would be meeting as soon as possible. Only then could they verify the legitimacy of the claims it raised and decide next steps. The second release was emailed to business newspapers 3 hours later and announced after a vote Ron Roottrees would be taking over temporarily as interim president. It also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, had verified the claims within, and would look into compensating Mrs. Madsen and her family immediately. It also stated that the company's lawyers would be taking immediate steps with the family to revisit the Clancy Trust terms to make sure nothing like this could happen again. It was quickly clear to business reporters and analysts that the time between the two press releases would not have been logistically sufficient to gather a majority of the family. Even using conference calls, this was reported on many news channels, and a third, much shorter press conference came the next day. It claimed that a draft of the announcement was made prematurely and that Clark Rafferty Leroy and Ron Roottrees would be taking over as the company's first joint presidents. It also stated that any compensation plan would be based on a stringent verification process. Okay. Clancy Trust is Roottrees Company's unusual legal arrangement and the motivation for most of their major financial decisions. As a recap, the entire family earns inheritance directly from the profits of the candy company, as well as their sister clothing company, Root, with a period. This means that nearly every Roottrees can potentially have a say in the company's high levels operations. Historically, this has caused the family to be slow to approve major expenditures that could significantly dig into the profits. Again, why is it Sam Madsen? Like, Roottrees. After the release of Six Pieces by Sam Madsen, the Clancy Trust came under heavy scrutiny. Sam, her children, and her grandchildren should have all been covered under the trust, according to the wording revealed during an internal family conflict between Ron and Robbie Roottrees. It seemed that those who wrote the trust, Clancy Edward Roottrees and at the direction of Elias Roottrees, purposely deceived the rest of the family about the exact details of how it worked, in an attempt to keep Sam and her father Edward Clancy, his own twin brother, in comparative poverty. Because the rest of the family made money hand over fist, they had very little motivation to question their understanding. Sam's book revealed this to the public, and it did not go over well. Clark Rafferty Leroy took over the company, and his most celebrated move was his first official one. He ensured Sam's family would get their share. To help facilitate this, the inheritance aspect of the trust is now under the control of a third party, Ruby Legal Enterprises. This ensures the financial motivations of Roottrees family members will not interfere with the investigation into potential new Roottrees. According to Clark's letter, however, some family members are still doing their best to slow investigations by refusing to answer questions. Ruby Legal Enterprises is the name of the law firm that has been hired by Roottrees Candy Company. The company is named after its head lawyer, Ruby Spratt. You can't find much detail about the company from before this year, though. All of the articles tell the same tale. After a fiasco of the Six Pieces and the revelation that the Roottrees internal law group was complicit in such a cover-up, they hired outside counsel. The Ruby Legal Enterprise Group now seems to have ties to multiple aspects of the Roottrees Corporation, including the candy company and Root. They were recently in the news due to a high-profile lawsuit they raised against Cicely Sanchez. Cicely Sanchez is an author best known for Portrait of a Changed Man, released in 1979. Her follow-up, Foreign Gospel 1984, did not perform as well critically, but still sold quite respectively. And she has written a few more books since then, including a biography of Van Gogh, but her first two are her claim to fame. According to a site about authors, Cicely is known for her nonfiction with a focus of exploring darkness in the human psyche. Recently, Cicely appeared in a magazine called Picotee with an article about a book she had commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. The magazine and Cicely herself were immediately issued a cease and desist due to the inclusion of pictures that she never had the rights to publish. This issue was pulled from store shelves, making it an instant collector's item. Picotee is a category of flower with an outline around the edges of its petals. Okay, fine. Gosh darn it. Picotee magazine is a publication that, as far as you can tell, has no consistent theme. It tends to contain tabloid-esque articles that appeal to a wider variety of audiences. It appears in many grocery stores near the checkout line. Unlike traditional tabloids, it doesn't typically feature celebrities on the cover. Instead, it tends to latch on to and create sensationalist headlines about whatever subjects appear to be popular at any given time. In recent years, this has included Beanie Babies, Magic Eye images, and even Red Bull. It has often come under fire for printing fiction along with facts. Picotee gets around this by stating in every issue that all of its articles are all the hearsay that fits to print. All the hearsay that's fit to print. At one point, Picotee ran an article about Cicely Sanchez, an author she claims to have written an unread book about Guy Hudson. The article was not even the main focus of the issue, yet the magazine was threatened legally by the Roottrees Corporation. That particular issue, the Big Sass Seabass issue, was pulled from shelves and is now becoming a collector's item, especially amongst conspiracy theorists attempting to figure out what the Roottrees company was hiding. If you find a recently finished online auction listing for the listed a copy at over $1,000, though nobody bid. Big Sass Seabass is a talking fish that sits on a fake mount on your wall. When you press a button and speak into it, it mimics your voice and then insults you. Many people consider it a ripoff of a more popular wall-mounted communication-based fish decoration. But the packaging makes clear that this one does not sing. Instead of what the advertisers say set Big Sass Seabass apart from its competitors is a sardonic and sarcastic wit that will leave you reeling with laughter. It's oceans of fun for the whole family. You'll be hooked on Big Sassy Bass, on this Big Sassy Bass. The words reeling, oceans, and hook are conveniently bolded to ensure you recognize how clever the copywriter it was. Recently appeared on the cover of Picotee magazine in the same issue with the Roottrees related article. Alright. I didn't go far enough back. Oh wait, if I go to periodicals and I click on this. Okay, there's Picotee, good. Okay, history. Here we go. Ruby Spratt, like her legal company, is relatively elusive. The most complete source of information you can find from before her time with the Roottrees is from the website for a magazine owned by a major airline. She was the subject of one of the articles from a recurring series about modern-day success stories. Ruby grew up in foster care but excelled at school and earned a scholarship to study at Mid-Eastern University. There, she graduated at the top of her legal class and was quickly hired as a lawyer for a prominent firm. There are only a few high-profile corporate-involved cases she was a part of. One was as a legal consultant for a class action lawsuit against the manufacturer of steering wheel covers. Another was to help a local gas station chain in her hometown of Portland with the rollout of a promotion that allowed gas station customers the ability to bet on the price of gas. Okay. The blurb ends by calling her new firm a double threat. Her company's services are a cross between traditional lawyer and a PR manager. Okay. Huh. All right, I want to go to Cicely Sanchez. Copy that. Go here. And an issue that focused on talking to a fish. Okay, yeah. Eight clues. Unless you want to hear about a Basilbub, could this popular gift be filling homes with satanic messages? Alright. This was the issue of picking Cicely Chance's story and unrelated. Okay. It seems that it used photos that Cicely did not own the rights to publish. Unfortunately, the magazine was the magazine was pulled from shelves and all right. I somehow have to manage to get to the title. All right. Oh, Portrait of a Changed Man. Let's take a look at that. By Cicely Sanchez. Out of print, softcover. What if everything you stand for? Okay. Well, that didn't help. You won't be able to put it down without wondering, what if it were me? Included are interviews from those who knew him. Okay. But... Okay, but... Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But oh, what if I search for the let's see. see. Go back here. All right. Roottrees secrets. Let's try that. Nope. I don't know what else. Let me see. And okay. And so we're looking at. Oh. Okay, first. Okay, however, okay. Amongst all the conflict, the firm has since shut down, seemingly indefinitely. The website says check back later and has no date listed. You just have to fill 4 now. Okay. This page hasn't been updated in at least 8 months, and it may now be irrelevant. Oh, wait. Yep. Is it just 4? You just have to fill in 4 now. What are you talking about, Pokey? I just have to fill in 4? $19.98. Oh, 0 out of 4. Yes, I still have to fill out 4. I've got 1, 2. Let me see if I search Stephanie Jones. Okay, so nothing new there. Oh, there is something more. Oh, right. This is just check back later. Did I misspell Stephanie's name on the last page too? No, I didn't. All right, here we go. What? I mean, occupation. Baby. Stephanie Landon. Politician. Yeah, Patricia. But it's like, are you sure about that? Like, it's Jones. Right? If we go back to the evidence, right? Brian Jones posted this photo of his family together in the hospital following the birth of their newborn girl. His new daughter is wearing an adorable little Santa hat, and his wife Stephanie is giving her signature thumbs up move from her campaign literature. If we check here. Our daughter was named after her grandmother, which ended up being very fitting considering she was born the night before Christmas. Were they only male names? Angela? Barbara? Beatrice? Bess? Amy? I don't think it's only male names, Pokey. Named after her grandmother. Let's see, where are their mother? Clara. Clara's not an option. Oh, Carol. These 4 entries are correct. You've also unlocked the following optional ones.
Has Clark reached out to you? Well, let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news. I felt terrible, so I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me. I went to the media prematurely. I admit my mistake there. But the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them somehow. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I'll let you handle it. I've sent you the case I've been working on.
Okay.
And some company records I managed to track down.
Mary Beth.
The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good luck.
Good luck. Alright, so we have new evidence. But I'm not feeling so good. So I'm going to go on ahead. We're going to call it a day here. And I do want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I will see you tomorrow, where we will continue with... What did I play last week? I don't even remember. Let's see. Oh, Clair Obscure. We will continue with Clair Obscure tomorrow. But until then, take care, everybody, and goodbye.